Let's dive into the world of foam disc damp sanding, understanding the process and why it's not as scary as it seems. First of all, when deciding if you need to sand your car's clear coat, use a paint thickness gauge to determine if you have enough material to work with. In the US, we typically measure in microns, with around 75 microns being the threshold for safe sanding. This process should only be used for severe paint defects. To start, check your car's clear coat thickness with the gauge and ensure it has enough material for sanding. You'll need a sanding tool, a foam interface pad, a 3000 grit foam-backed sanding disc, and don't forget plain water with no additives or soap. Before sanding, ensure the car is washed, decontaminated, and wiped with a surface prep spray to remove any kinds of coating wax or sealant residues. Now, onto the sanding process, or rather as we like to refer to it, damp sanding, not wet sanding. Attach the foam interface pad to the tool, then the abrasive disc on top of it. Set the tool to the lowest setting to avoid overspeeding. Apply 2 mists of water on the surface and 1 mist on the disc. With minimal pressure, make a few overlapping passes. The foaming slurry tells you that you're doing it right. When sanding, you can actually see the scratches disappear, unlike compounding where it's harder to see until wiping off the residue. Finally, wipe off the residue to reveal the smooth and even sanding mark. Sanding might not fully remove deeper scratches, but it helps improve them. After sanding, buff out the scratches with a polisher and appropriate pad and compound. If you've chosen the right combination of tool, pad, and liquid, there's a very good chance we can remove these scratches in one step without the need for any follow-up polishing. Remember these key points in the damp sanding process. Always use a paint thickness gauge to ensure safe sanding. Use a foam interface pad, foam-backed abrasive. And know when to stop because some scratches won't fully disappear no matter how much you sand. Limit your attempts with our 3000 grit X-Cut foam disc to 3 passes on any spot to minimize risk. As you can see, this process is simple and effective on severe paint defects.